It's very nice.
But I am in service in this, or indeed the illusion. And receptive.
Yep, resemblance is uncanny. See the sexy chicken. Hey everyone, just doing my vlog and recap for March. It's been a month filled with a lot of new adventures and also just flew by in the blink of an eye, and I want to take some time now to reflect on some of the personal learnings and remember some of the experiences I had in this moment in time, and also continue to make this because I love creating these videos. So yeah, here we go. Let me see what I want to start off. So maybe I'll start off with work. It's just been about 2 months now, actually exactly 2 months on this day at my new job, and I do feel like I'm feeling much better about it. Last month I think I had a lot of anxiety around the newness of the job. I think uncertainty and new things always just trigger a lot of anxiety in me, and I don't handle uncertainty well. So yeah, I think I am starting to feel a bit more comfortable at work, feeling a bit more confident in my capabilities, and I've also started to become or build closer connections with my colleagues and team, and I feel really grateful that I feel like I do have a really supportive team and a really supportive work environment. I also feel like there is meaning connected to my work. So all of these things I feel are refreshing for me. I did have, a little bit of challenges at work in terms of dealing with different types of people that I'm not really used to yet, and they're learning their communication style, but I have to say that I've been proud of myself last month and also this month and how I've handled that, which is to learn to not take things so personally, so emotionally, learning to take feedback at its face value, and also kind of dissecting within myself what I want to take in and what I don't, and how to handle that type of communication, that I don't have to beat myself up over it, essentially. And yeah, I got some good feedback this month as well, and that I've been recognized for doing a good job, specifically also by the person that I had a bit more of a challenging time with, which was really nice to hear. Not that I was expecting it or anything, but overall it was nice, and I was proud of myself for my improvements. And yeah, overall I feel like I'm finding more meaning at my job, also because the company that I'm working at now is a much smaller company, and I've always previously worked in huge companies. Like, when I say huge, I mean like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of employees under one company. And I find that now in the company I'm with, which is, around 100-ish people, I feel like much more valued. I feel like there's a much closer connection to the direct impact and result of my work. And yeah, it doesn't have sort of the big fancy titles that I used to chase or used to kind of hang as a badge of pride, maybe, that I worked at, XYZ, or had this kind of title or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, now I feel like what I do actually feels more meaningful, and that's what's more important to me, rather than being recognized by some external title. I do realize that, and I am grateful for those large companies, because I feel like they also helped me open a lot of doors. So I'm not here to knock any of that, but I just find that I'm happier where I am now, which I might not have thought when I was kind of in my 20s and seeking that external title, and I'm happy with it. In terms of personal relationships, I continue to get to know my boyfriend on a deeper level and also enjoy our time together. This month, I feel like we ventured out a little bit more on top of our usual kind of stay at home activities. We went outdoor for a day trip, a drive up to Whistler, and we also went ice skating in an outdoor rink together with this gorgeous view in North Vancouver. And I have to say, it's been nice to take those trips out. It does make me feel like I've done a little bit more with the day. It's also nice to learn something new together. I will say that I did struggle a bit with learning skiing, so we tried cross country and he knows how to do it. He's done it a couple more times than I did, and this is my second time, and I have to say I got triggered quite a bit in the beginning because one of my vulnerabilities is basically failure. Like, I'm not good at failing, and I always somehow put my own expectation on myself that I have to do things really well. So I get a little bit triggered when I don't do things well. And of course, I'm not going to be good at skiing in the beginning because, well, one, I'm not super athletic. Two, I'm never grew up doing winter sports either, so all of it's fairly new to me. And yeah, I was kind of maybe in a bit more negative mood in the beginning because I was being hard on myself and thinking that I wasn't doing a good job and not able then to enjoy it because I'm not doing a good job. But luckily, my boyfriend's very patient with me. He's also learning how to handle my emotions essentially when I get into that kind of a more negative headspace. And yeah, I usually just need a little bit of space. And then after a bit of time, I was able to get out of that funk and, work on improving and learning how to do it. And yeah, I'm happy to say that I was able to really enjoy the time, even though, it was a bit tough in the beginning. I had a great day outdoors, and I'm continuing to work on just letting myself enjoy the process again, like not letting my perfectionism kick in. And I think one of the things I also really liked and learned was that learning can be viewed as fun. I think I viewed failure as just like a really daunting thing, but when I think of learning as being rewarding, I really enjoy the feeling of learning something when it's rewarding, and it's rewarding because you failed and you had challenges. So I feel like that's somehow kind of reframing a couple of things for me, and I hope that I can continue to be able to grow in these areas, especially with letting myself, fail and not be so good and learn along the way instead of expecting myself to be perfect. What else do I want to share? So, yeah, we continue to learn about each other in terms of our triggers, our vulnerabilities, and how we can support each other. It is a little tough to, be with someone and learn to communicate with them because inherently people are just different. And I think a big part of that is just learning to accept that there are fundamental differences and then be able to communicate and share our feelings and listen and hear each other out with respect and understanding, which is a little hard sometimes in the moment, but I find it can be done with a little bit of space and time and compassion, really. So I think our relationship continues to grow, and yeah, I really feel lucky to have found someone that I can communicate and connect with at this deeper level. Some other fun activities with it, I don't know if it's fun, but he made me watch a physics lecture on YouTube, which thoroughly confused me but delighted him. But that's also part of just learning about each other and sharing different things that we enjoy. And I'm interested to learn, but I don't think I fully understood it, and I just will insert a little clip. Just whatever, 25 minutes. This?
Yeah.
Infinite slit.
Describe it is that it's.
Oh my god, I zoomed in crazy. Lecture, what is it?
Sure. The best way I can describe it is it gave me that sense of wonder and excitement going to some of the higher level physics lectures, but it's written for the layperson.
Oh, the layperson, like me, huh? The layperson.
So then you can get a bit of that like feeling of what it's like to be in an amazing physics lecture, because it's one of the best feelings ever.
Okay, we'll see about that, but sure, we can watch this. I don't fall asleep.
How is that possible?
Is it that exciting?
I think so.
33 minutes.
Yeah.
Of physics. Wish me luck.
Great.
It's been 6 minutes and I'm lost. What?
Path through space. Instead, they must explore all possible paths. Now, I have thought about
Happening.
right? And if we make delta t infinitesimally small, then we can replace this sum with an integral. But now, dx by dt is just velocity. So just
This is exactly how a high level physics lecture feels. It's amazing. Doesn't this feel great?
over time,
No.
energy minus potential energy.
Wow.
It's action that determines
Isn't that
how
mind-blowing?
watch turns.
That's so cool.
Wait, hold on.
On a trajectory,
I'm gonna try to
its
understand.
action increases, and that is what increases the phase.
What?
Theoretical and experimental physics work together.
I'm gonna get like bits and bobs here, but I feel like I'm missing a lot and I need to watch it slowly.
Yeah. Oh, physics. A lot of what happens in the world is very counterintuitive, which I think is really cool.
It's
The blue
really cool.
About
This.
making the blue LED. It was so cool.
Why was it cool?
We should watch it sometime and then you'll understand.
43 minutes of LED lights.
It's amazing.
As you see, it was not really my forte, but I enjoy spending time. I think this is part of the quality time that we like with each other, which is learning and sharing and finding things that we can care about together. And I do appreciate learning and understanding. So I'm going to bring him to actually a breakdancing cipher this weekend, which is also something that he's never done before, but I really love dance, so I'm just gonna bring him into my world for a bit as well. Last but not least, oh yeah, so of course I can't skip out without talking about food. So I'm a big foodie, and this is also something that my boyfriend and I really enjoy sharing together. We have a huge passion for food, and especially for trying new things. Like, we love going to new places and discovering new cuisines, and I had so many amazing meals this month, and a lot of also new cuisines that I tried out this month. So I'll just share some of the highlights. I think one of the highlights for sure was this Ukrainian restaurant called Kozak. It's been on my mind for some months, actually. I've always wanted to dine in. I've taken out their pastries before, which are absolutely delightful. But this time we actually dined in, and we just so happened to have stumbled on their anniversary. So that's why the entire place was decorated with balloons. At first I thought it was just, I don't know, it was like someone's birthday or something, but at the end of our meal they gave us a free dessert, and they mentioned that it was their anniversary, so we were really lucky. The honey cake was absolutely divine, and I would fully recommend it. And I was actually going to not order dessert because we ordered so much food and we were so stuffed, but I am really happy that we did get the dessert. And I feel like the entire meal, like every dish there just exceeded expectations, which usually isn't the case. Usually it's just like one or two highlights, but I feel like dish after dish, I was blown away. I absolutely loved the borscht. It was served in the Ukrainian style, I think, so we had to eat raw garlic with it. It was so flavorful. I also loved the pierogies. They were fantastic. And I think they had these pink peppercorns with it, which were delicious. And yeah, I highly recommend this place, and I would absolutely go and dine there again. Another winner was this Shanghainese place. I loved the dumplings. They were super juicy and pan-fried to perfection with a little packet of juicy soup in there. Also loved the wontons. They're traditional Shanghainese filling. There's a specific vegetable that, yeah, my parents, my dad is from Shanghai, and this is exactly the flavor that he grew up eating, and I also grew up eating at home. So super authentic. And yeah, loved the food. And also this noodle dish, the pork chops were extremely tender, so would also recommend this place as like a nice local kind of Shanghainese gem. And last but not least, I want to highlight this restaurant called Tamam, which serves Palestinian food. We went there with some friends, and I've never had Palestinian food before. Actually, I mean, I've had food from around that region, but I don't know if I've been to like specifically a Palestinian restaurant. So I tried a lot of new dishes. I'm not going to try to pronounce these names. I think I will butcher it, but I will say that the flavors, it was just super punchy flavors, like great spice profiles. And what stood out for me was the dessert at the end. I think it's called the kunafa. It has like this stringy, chewy, stringy, sweet bits on top. I don't know what it's really made of, but the bottom is a layer of cheese, and it was just divine. I would get this dessert again, and I also want to come back and just try everything else on their menu. I do also highly recommend their appetizer. Like, I think it was a sampler appetizer, which just had a lot of different dips, and highly recommend it if you want to try a bunch of different things. And to finish up this vlog, I want to touch upon slightly about my relationship to my body and my food and how I eat. I think this is something I've been reflecting on, especially in the past couple weeks, but I know it's also something that I've been working on for probably like the last 3 decades of my life. I've struggled with accepting my physical appearance for as long as I can remember, like ever since I was a little girl. And I finally kind of just started to realize how sad I feel about that, and how little appreciation I've given to my body all these decades. I mean, it's a really deeply ingrained habit of mine to kind of just see my body through a very superficial lens of kind of the beauty standards of the cultural moment that we're in, whatever they are. And that's how I've always valued and looked at my body, as a symbol of external beauty, essentially. And yeah, I think it was just really sad for me to realize the last couple days that the body is so much more meaningful than that to me. It really is a vessel that allows me to experience my life and gives me the privilege to experience this world. And that is such an important gift that I have been taking granted all these years. And I know changing these really deeply ingrained habits will be hard, and I still kind of like numb out and forget, and maybe eat things that aren't good, or like don't care for my body, or judge it harshly every time I look in the mirror. But I hope that in the long run I can have a healthier relationship to it, and really just take better care of it. And I also want to have a healthier relationship to the food that I eat, and to appreciate what that means as well, and overall just bring more awareness into how I live my life in this body. So yeah, I just wanted to touch upon that. It's something that's important to me, and I think that's all I have to say for now. And it's been a great month of learning and good eats and growth, and I'm excited to see what happens next month. I do have quite a few things planned already in the calendar. It seems to be a busy month, but I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, thank you. Thanks for listening. Let me know if you didn't listen, or if anything kind of If you want to share as well about your month or what you're going through and learning, I'd love to hear about it. Thank you.